Okay, so before I start this video, let me give you a little bit of background. A couple days ago, Nevitt, aka Diet Revolution, put out a video saying how modern ITG ruined DDR. In my opinion, the video was supposed to be fun, it's content, and get people to just chat among themselves about, or at least chat amongst themselves as well as Nevitt, about the current state of DDR with ITG. Or the fact that, hey, people just not doing crossovers. It was never meant to be. I'm pretty sure it was just supposed to be fun and nothing serious. I guess in the last 72 hours plus, the video has been taken down. And I just found out about this. I did this video back here on Monday. So just putting that out there. Please understand that, at least in my opinion, what makes Nevitt content is pretty interesting is he, unlike the majority of other players, and yeah, you can get mad at me, but it's the truth, there is plot to him. There was a plot, there was a storyline. He started the channel to lose weight playing DDR. And they got there. Nevitt got to his goal using DDR to lose weight. In fact, if we go here, that photo right there, that's old him. That's new him. This person and that person, while they are the same, while this one might have less hair, that's a bigger guy in comparison to this person. So they accomplished what they set out to do, which is losing weight playing DDR. And also, his channel got supporting cast, aka his kids. And what makes him so relatable is he is very, very raw and makes him vulnerable to his urges, his cravings. You know, during the holidays, he was like, man, I threw out everything about my diet because I just wanted to eat, because I was busy, family, this and that. A whole bunch of things went down around the time. His kids terrorized him when he do recordings to give people updates on what's going on. And not every player, or I should say the majority of players, don't let themselves be vulnerable like him. In fact, he's the only one. Most people don't even know anything about other players. But this guy, he took you on a ride, his journey. He gave you a plot. He gave you a storyline. And now we're on this second season. So I just want to put that out there just for him, because this video is meant to be fun. Not to come in the comments and barrage and downgrade this guy as if he don't know what he's talking about. This is basically from his view, just like how my reaction video is from my perspective and my view. Just want to put that out there. Because, you know, again, never don't know how the dance game community can be at times, you know, when you say some odd stuff like that.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Boss Salad Tosser.
RRRadio, do it. That clip will be used for the intro from now on.
Welcome back to Diet Revolution, a place to lose weight by stomping on arrows. I'm your host, Nivik, and in today's video, I want to talk about something I noticed getting back into DDR. DDR, at its core, is a 4-panel dance game.
There goes the first issue. That in 2025, instead of Dance Dance Revolution being described as a dance game to lose weight at its core, is still being described as a four panel game at its core. I got a Pump It Up Phoenix box back there. In 2025, no one says Pump It Up at its core is a 5-arrow dance game. No one even say it's a 10-arrow dance game. They just describe it as Pump It Up. And that's because the players are playing the game in its full entirety like it's supposed to be played. But not sticking to one particular mode and never touching another.
But there's something I noticed in modern ITG that feels like we took a step backward. It's been bothering me enough for me to make this video. What I am talking about is crossovers. Back in the day, when you wanted to master DDR, of course, back in the day, songs weren't that hard, but you would try to do things the way they were intended. For example, songs like
You're supposed to do things that the way they are intended, like playing doubles. I'm just trolling at this point.
Can't Stop Falling in Love. At the very beginning, after the first jump, you have a ton of crossovers. You could keep your body facing forward and just double step or triple step a lot of the stuff, whatever you want to do, but the chart flows by you doing crossovers. I've gotten my first perfect full combo on Can't Stop Falling in Love last year sometime, doing the crossovers. Like, that's a normal thing, I would say, coming from my late 90s, early 2000s DDR brain. That's like a normal thing.
So here's the thing about that take. While they are correct, here's the one thing that he pretty much kind of ignored. So you see this video right here? Whoever like playing Can't Stop Falling in Love. Yes, they are doing all the crossovers, right? You also know what they're not doing? They're not touching the bar. And that was the thing here in the United States during the greater part of this era, which is, I would say, first to Max 2. Extreme is where they started to integrate and starting a loud bar because of Legend of Max, Paranoid Survivor, Oni, and whatnot. But before then, it made sense for a lot of these arrows to have flow, actually, and people do crossovers because, well, you were pretty much kind of dancing. And it made the game, or I should say, yeah, it not only it made the game, it made the player look freaking awesome. Can't Stop Falling in Love is one of those charts where players just look good playing it. Whoever's playing it, it just makes them look good because it just keeps going and going and going, and you got a turn, and it just looks crisp when you're able to just do everything on point. This is also a rough take as well. There are certain charts where, okay, you want to do crossovers like they're intended, and it's like hyper twist, a song with some twists that I'm playing on singles and doubles. Hyper twist comes to mind because with some of those twists, how are you supposed to do those? Am I supposed to go in a circle, or do I supposed to double step?
You also have to look at the entirety of the chart. Like, some stuff is not set up to do the crossover, because if you do it, then you're going to be in a weird setup for the rest of the stream, and it's not the optimal placement. So there is a technical aspect to that, and people design charts with this in mind. But if you only have one play style of I have to do every movement, then you're not going to be able to clock these other type of patterns, and you're just gonna go, oh, that's shit. Oh, it doesn't flow. But when you did it as intended, it actually does flow well for that style of play, because there are numerous styles of play. There's not just no bar, there's not just singles, not just doubles, not just freestyle, but if you do different shit, you start to recognize these things, and with experience, you learn to kind of know, oh, I have all of this arsenal, this is what's best to use here for what I'm dealing with. Because there are times where you should turn.
Yeah.
And there are times where you should not.
Yes.
Just like there's times where you should jump, and there's times where you should hit it with one foot.
With a bracket.
Otherwise, your whole ass cheek is going to fall out.
Again, that Motto Buffalo song is a good example.
Yeah, like, I don't think they expect people to.
Hey, what's wrong with twerking?
No.
Maybe want to see some, like, some dudes, like, jiggle. Because that's all you doing with those jets jiggling. Same thing with freaking that Be Loving challenge or the jiggle. Some of these patterns, I don't know.
For some reason, people don't do crossovers anymore. I understand why. I'm not sitting out here like an old man shaking his stick. Get off my lawn.
Nevin's definitely being an old person shaking his stick. Just pointing that out.
The new style of modern ITG is not doing crossovers.
The new style, which was a thing in, well, I guess since ITG 2, 2006, and you want to go deeper and dive into this 2007, I should say 2009. How about that? Let's be fair. If we're going to say that the new style of modern ITG is not doing crossovers, let's go back to just 2009. Even though we can say people stopped doing crossovers doing ITG 2, which is 2005. Or, you can go deeper in that. Folks was already adopting, not doing crossovers, doing extreme for obvious reasons. At least doing tournament play. But if you're going to say that modern ITG, like the players on like the new style modern ITG is not doing crossovers, yeah, it wasn't new in, I guess, 2009. Let's be fair. 2009, during the FP period.
DDR, to me, personally, I grew up playing this game, people. DDR to me was always fun first, and then exercise. I would assume it would also be better for weight loss, moving your body a lot more instead of just standing still and barely moving your feet. If I could get a good
rough take, and this is where folks probably need to know their history, that is the Duck 'em Up curse. They might not be aware of that. Most people only know Duck 'em Up from the Delta Max subchart that he made, as well as some of the other charts that he made on DDR that have made his way to the arcade officially. I think one or two made it there officially, but Delta Max being one he's known for. That is another video, because while JSB, going on old school with that, was the person that modernized the heel toe, Duck 'em Up, which the style he spoke of, modernized as Duck 'em Up was described it, the minimal play style, which is the Duck 'em Up curse. That's another video. And don't worry, I done told Duncan Buck in his face personally. He's a cool dude. Make sure you go check out his rock band.
DDR is supposed to be a fun game. If that's how you have fun, I totally understand. Go do you. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, it kind of feels like we lost the magic of DDR. DDR now has perfect flow. It's absolutely back into this 4-panel dance game that we're all so obsessed with. Fun. Back into this. Absolutely amazing now. And then ITG went backwards. DDR no longer has double stepping, but ITG does. I feel like we should reevaluate the way we play stuff and try to put more fun back into this 4-panel dance game that we're all so obsessed with.
4-panel, not 8, just 4, or just Dance Dance Revolution in general. Like I said, no one on, at least that I know of, and I've never even heard of this, no one describes Pump It Up as a 5-panel game, as a 10-panel game in 2025. When people speak of Pump It Up, you know what it is. You know what you're getting. But with DDR, and I guess ITG, is a 4-panel game. 4-panel only. That other side, other doubles, 8-panel, it don't exist because that means we need to turn. And I feel like Nibbit is also missing that part, because you go check out his streams. He streams here on YouTube. He's only doing singles. And while he's doing the turns and all that stuff, he have not explored the double side. At least from what I've seen, when I call his video, when I catch his streams, when I watch his videos, he is still describing DDR as a 4-panel dance game and not an 8-panel. So that part of the game, I feel like they haven't not fully explored. And I also get it because it is safer. Okay, there's stuff on there like, I don't know, staircases, crossovers, and stuff that a lot of the players that have been playing one style for like, what, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, they don't want to touch or explore because they have to learn something new. And they gotta be bad at this other part of the game. Because, yeah, they gotta be bad at this other part of the game because they're great on one part, but awful on another, and refuse to touch that part. And as I said, Pump It Up doesn't have this problem. It's only with the 4-panel games. Step Maniacs players play both WoW, full, half, all that. Pump It Up, same thing. Rhythm Horizon, yeah, people be touch. I guess some people touch 18 panels at times, where the very thought of doubles is they're thinking about like the double chart, that the double stuff that was included in like second mix, but and never touching like current stuff. And they just speaking of what other people said, what they saw, or the fact that they just can't read it. I am Boss Salatosser. Have a good day.